Kevin, bankruptcy sounds scary to me. It sounds like the end of my life.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that? What do you see in your office and the people that you deal with? How does bankruptcy affect people?
Everybody feels like it's the end of their life. I mean, that's why they try to avoid it. They'll try for several years to pay off the debt, to do anything they can to avoid bankruptcy. What they fail to realize is bankruptcy is kind of the new beginning, actually. They call it a fresh start because in either a Chapter 7 or a 13, the debt that's bringing you down is wiped away. You don't have to ever pay it again, and you get to start over, and you do get to build credit. You know, one of the biggest things is the day after you file, you can buy a car. A lot of people come in and think, oh, you know, I don't want to file bankruptcy because I can't buy a car for 10 years. And it's not true. It is reported on your credit for 10 years, and that's where they kind of get that idea in their head. But the reality is you can buy a car. You do start off at higher interest rates. 14% is the best interest rate you're going to get in a car, no doubt about it. But 2 years after a bankruptcy, you can buy a car for 6 to 8% interest. You'll have a credit score in the 700s with it. So I'll have some people, they're coming in at a 600 credit score, and the reality is 2 years after bankruptcy, they're going to have a higher credit score than they were before filing. And it's just kind of getting over that fear with it. And a lot of the fear is, I call it the emotional guilt. All of my clients do not intend to file bankruptcy. They just got into a situation where they either lost a job, had a medical emergency, had to use the credit card to pay for something, and over the years it built up to the point that it got unmanageable for them. And it's at that time they come in and they have to get a solution. But during that 2-year period, they're just beating themselves up about it, that they got themselves in this situation. They feel the responsibility to get it out. It's just the reality is that once that unsecured debt's more than a third of your income, you've lost control. You're not going to get out of it. And that's once they kind of understand that, and they look at it as a financial decision. So once you dump the emotional guilt and you look at it as a financial decision that, yeah, you know what, I'm not going to get out of this debt situation, and I can file bankruptcy, I can remove the debt that's bringing me down, and I can start over, they feel dramatically better. They do, because of the stress of the finances brings them down. And by the time the people get discharged, they're like completely different people.